Thanks for joining me as I continue my studies on the Igbo language of Nigeria, my ancestral tongue on my maternal grandfather's side of the family. I'm continuing to study as it's been about a year now, and I still have a long way to go as far as being fluent. But my topic today is going to be part two of weather. On the last occasion, I shared about 25 words. Today, I'm only going to do about 10 words. And if you're a native speaking Igbo person, of course, feel free to correct me because, yes, as I mentioned to you, I'm a student and not a teacher. So won't delay us long. We'll have a short video today. And thanks my friends and family that have joined and, of course, that are with me on this journey of reestablishing Igbo culture and traditions within our own households and our family bloodline once again. So let's go ahead and get started. Just want to start with my picture, not for arrogance reasons, but so you know what the person looks like that's talking to you. Here today, of course, that's one of the outfits I brought back from Uyo in Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria, from 2018. Let's get to the new material tonight. All right, again, remember our topic is in relation to weather conditions. So to say evaporation in Igbo would be Um-Mea-Kau. Again, Um-Mea-Kau, evaporation. Now remember, I'm just going to pronounce things in English letters, but these letters are not pronounced this way in Igbo, just to keep it simple. But when you see that I-looking character with an O, a dot that is underneath it, that's called a diacritic, and that makes a high E sound. So remember that Igbo is a tone language, so that the way you say something, not just what you say, makes a difference as to its meaning. And the O character with the dot underneath it, that's again another diacritic character, and it gives like an ah sound, almost like auto. So this is why I'm saying which is the M, and Um-Mea-Kau, evaporation. Again, Um-Mea-Kau, evaporation. Okay, eye of the storm, of course, a very dangerous position to be in, and of course, very destructive if it makes landfall. This is one where you do have to drop a vowel. Remember, sometimes when you're combining words, just like in English, when you say don't, you're really saying do not, but you're getting rid of some of the letters in order to say don't instead of do not. And the same thing happens in this situation. You're going to drop that I that's in the last word there. And so you will pronounce it as Anya inke oke-ifufe. I have the storm. And I'll say it slowly and break it down word by word. Anya means I. NK means of. In other words, when you put NK there, you're saying I'm describing the word that came before. And the last words, that's two words made into one, is oke-ifufe. And so what you literally just said, you said eye of the storm, just like it is in English. And so again, it's Anya inke oke-ifufe, which is eye of the storm. Okay? And again, you're dropping that I there in the last two words. So instead of saying oke-ifufe, you're just saying oke-ifufe. So again, Anya inke oke-ifufe, eye of the storm. Okay, fair, and you're basically just saying that something is good. So a fair day in American English, you're just saying a good day, a good weather day. Remember, a lot of the English that is behind or interpreted from the Igbo language actually came out of the British English. So that's why it's kind of different in the literal translation than it is with American English, because you're going from literally Igbo to British English. So we have to break it down even further to understand American English. Okay, so it's pretty easy here. With fair, you would just say Dea Um-Mah. Dea, which means is, and Um-Mah, good. So you're basically saying the weather is good when you're saying Dea Um-Mah, fair weather. Again, Dea Um-Mah, fair weather. Okay, the fall season. Just one word for that is odịda. Odịda for fall. Again, odịda, fall. Okay, flash flood. Of course, there's several different types of flood, but flash flood is the one that takes you by surprise, that comes almost instantly. So you got to have some pretty violent weather. Unfortunately, as a bad reference for that, I would consider that more of like the Hurricane Katrina type flooding that went on back in 2005 in Louisiana. So to say flash flood, you would say Um-Mee-Ree Ee-Day-Ee, flash flood. Um-Mee-Ree always means water. So it's Um-Mee-Ree Ee-Day-Ee, flash flood. So again, slowly, Um-Mee-Ree Ee-Day-Ee, flash flood. A regular flood, one that takes a little bit of time to accumulate the water, would be E-Jue Um-Mee-Ree. So you see again that constant there, that mmiri, that basically means water. So obviously you're going to know it's water related when you see mmiri. So E-Jue Um-Mee-Ree is flood. Again, E-Jue Um-Mee-Ree, flood. Almost finished here. If you ever watch weather forecast, they may tell you what stage of the flood that it's in. Okay, so in other words, how severe the flood actually is. To do that, you're going to use exactly what you did earlier for flood, E-Jue Um-Mee-Ree. You're just going to put a word in front of it for stage, which is ogbo. And again, most of the time, 99.9% of the time when dealing with Igbo, just like you would with Spanish, you put the subject and the description after the fact. So in order to say flood stage, you actually have to say stage of flood in Igbo. So that's what we're going to do. So you would have ogbo, E-Jue Um-Mee-Ree, flood stage. Again, ogbo, E-Jue Um-Mee-Ree, flood stage. Okay. All right, snow. I'm originally from Michigan, so I dealt with a whole lot of that for 30 years or so, and I actually miss it, believe it or not, living in American South now in Alabama. My wife thinks I'm crazy about it because she's from up north, in Illinois, and she doesn't want to see snow at all anymore. But I enjoy going back to Michigan during the holidays and seeing all the snow on the ground. But you may say, well, what sense does that make in Africa? Well, you have to understand that there's mountains there, so there's snow on top of the mountains, and so Africans are familiar with snow as well. So snow is just like you would pronounce it practically in American English. It would be snow. So snow is the same thing as snow. Snow, same as snow in American English. All right, two more, and then we'll call it a day. Fog looks like an adaptation of an English word. So it's basically Fau-Goe for fog. Fau-Goe. Fog is fog in Igbo. So again, Fau-Goe for fog. Last one, and we're going to call it a day and end the broadcast here. For weather forecasting, or just saying forecast in general, is Ah-Mue-Mah forecast. Again, Ah-Mue-Mah. And one more time slowly. Ah-Mue-Mah forecast. All right, well, appreciate your time and joining me here. Next time around Sunday, I would say every Sunday I try to do something if I've finished a module and upload it to Facebook and or YouTube. All right, take care. God bless. Talk to you on the next occasion if the good Lord sees fit.